This episode contains a brief discussion about school shootings, a child's death, and suicide. Listener discretion is advised.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Two Writers Walk Into a Bar. Today is a special bonus episode. This is not like our regular episode. If you've been listening to us, you know we tend to do like a query first and we talk about that. But today is a pretty special day. Today is Stephen King's birthday. Hooray, happy birthday,
Yep.
Stephen King.
Happy
I know
birthday.
he's never going to hear this, but you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? But
Who
anyway,
knows?
so today, thanks to the Mr. King's birthday, we're gonna have a little fun episode today. I'm gonna quiz Ken because he's like a big if you don't know, Ken has read and seen the movies for Stephen King. I've only seen movies. I haven't read an actual Stephen King book.
Yet.
But that's gonna change. Yes, I know. I
Yeah.
did receive your book that you got me, by the way. I did get it.
Awesome.
So, and I'm gonna plan on reading that soon. It was just a crazy week. We were just catching up. We both had an insane weekend because
Yeah.
it's just been crazy. But anyway, I changed my background. If you guys see for spooky season.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that ghost. That's cool.
Yes.
Mike Myers chilling down there.
Yep,
sweet.
yep. I finally got rid of the Christmas tree. It's not Christmas, it's spooky season. So
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Which I've kind of felt kind of fit the vibe for today for Mr. King's birthday. I tried to find his publicist. I could not find anything about him. Maybe like
And I'm
getting on
wearing
a show.
another Dark Tower shirt. A different one.
Nice, very nice, sporting it. And I chose my Guns N' Roses shirt because I remember him saying in the book that in his own writing that he listened to Guns N' Roses while writing,
Yeah,
and I was like,
there you
that
go.
was my favorite band growing up. So fuck it, I'm just gonna wear it. So, Ken, I have some fun little questions on Stephen King. These are kind of like a question/trivia.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna ask you. Gonna start. The first question is gonna be pretty
Before the
easy.
first question, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh shit, you're right. Oh yes, I
gotta
made
know.
myself a lemon drop.
Oh shit, fancy.
Yeah. I'm gonna get fucked up tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
I am drinking a Moab the Grand.
Nice. Cheers
Imperial
and happy
Pilsner.
birthday
Yep.
to
Stephen
Mr.
King.
King.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all of your wisdom. We just went over his book. If you guys haven't listened to it, the last two episodes, we went over his book on writing, kind of digested it. We talked about it, learned some new stuff. I know I did. But
Yeah,
anyway,
me too.
here's that.
Hell yeah. And I've probably read 90% of his catalog, so
that is crazy.
there's some
I love it.
He's written, I think, 90 books now, or maybe a little more.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we're well, besides that, what are you listening to right now?
I'm on The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I wanted to listen to the Gunslinger on audio so I can
Oh,
it looks like Indiana Jones. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not reading anything right now, guys. Sorry. And I kind of had a bad writing week.
Yeah.
Again,
It
but
happens.
I'm just in a little dry spell.
Yeah.
What about you?
I wrote 2,500 words.
Oh my God.
Days.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
But it doesn't count because it was on the Echo of Tombs, so it's kind of a...
Well, I mean, it counts, right? I mean, you're going to be querying again soon, so it
rewrote
counts.
the first chapter. I just from scratch.
All right. Well, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So first question that would start off is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure you know this. But what was the first book that Stephen King wrote?
Carrie.
Yeah,
published.
First
one he got
published. I should say yes.
Yeah.
I should correct myself. That was the first one was published, and I forget, but I think it was like his 6th book or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you got that one. Oh, I was gonna mark it so that we could see if you how many you get right and how many you get wrong. And
I have some gaps. There's some gaps.
No worries, no worries. It's all just fun and games right now. We're just having a good time. All right. So, why was King arrested in college?
Holy shit. That's tough.
I said I was gonna start off easy, but after that, I was surprised by this because I did not know that he was arrested.
Yeah. No, I know. I've
But
heard. I know the story, but it's so far in the back of my mind.
take a
I'm
guess
I'm gonna
because I take
say
a wild guess. Make it crazy. It's
crazy
Stephen King we're talking about. I don't know. Make
streaking,
it up. Streaking.
streaking down in the quad.
Well, it definitely was because it definitely wasn't because he was hiding a body, but it was because he was stealing traffic cones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No idea.
I didn't either, which I thought was really fun. So I was like, okay. I was
Yeah,
like, well, that's kind of cool, I guess,
yeah.
whatever, right? All right. So, who was he raised by?
Well, his mom.
His mom. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I believe his father left
yeah.
him and
He
his.
left when he was like
Mhm.
2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then what is his brother's name?
Oh, the first thing that came to mind is Owen, but that's his kid.
No.
Um,
These are pretty tough. I'm sorry.
they're very tough, but I should know this. I've read On Writing, so he talks about
Yep.
his brother.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Yes.
trigger something. He talks about his brother
Yep.
Chuck. No,
Nope.
I ain't got it.
His brother's name is David.
Damn it. Yes.
David,
I
yes.
know
Ooh,
that.
got another one wrong. No, it's okay.
How dare you?
Okay, sorry. All right. What year did Stephen King graduate college, and what was his degree in?
Well, I know he was a teacher.
Okay.
So he taught at University of Maine or Bangor or something like that, but so whatever the hell that's called, a teaching degree.
And what year
In
do you think?
71?
Wow, close. 1970.
Okay.
And his major was in English.
Okay,
Because
English
he was an
major.
English teacher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So close. You were super close. Okay. And then bonus, what university did he graduate from?
Bangor?
No.
No.
Yes. Yeah, University of Maine. Yeah, he
Okay,
graduated
yeah,
from the
yeah.
University of Maine. So yeah, you were really close. Okay. So that was just a little bonus question.
Oof.
Okay, so what key did he break on his typewriter in his early years of writing?
I want to say the E,
Why?
just because it sticks in my head. It's the first thing that came to my mind, so I'm like, go with it.
It's actually the letter M.
Okay.
I know. I was like, I don't know. I was starting to think like letter M. What is that? Like murder,
Murder, mayhem, I don't know.
mystery,
Yeah.
mayhem.
Yeah. I have no idea.
So it was the letter M, and he had to go. He actually had to go in and handwrite for a
Oh,
while.
really? That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, you had to go in and write in the letter M. So that was
Oh,
nuts.
that was like me. My W key went out. The
Oh
upside
yes,
down
that's
M.
right. Oh my gosh, that's
So
crazy.
I had to Google W and type it out DOUBLE.
Oh shit.
And then I had to copy it, and then I would Control V it in everywhere. I'd be like, blah blah blah, Control V, blah blah
Oh
blah.
my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was
I didn't know.
wild.
I forgot that that broke, but I know you were doing that. Wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so what pseudonyms did he use?
Richard
Pseudonyms.
Bachman.
Pseudonyms. Okay, and
Richard Bachman. I don't know.
so I knew about Richard Bachman too, and I was surprised
Yeah.
with this one. Apparently, he used the word Gus Pillsbury, which was his maternal grandfather's name.
Never heard
But I
of
have
that in
no
my life.
idea what book that I don't know what that is. But Richard Bachman was a tribute to a crime author, Donald E. Westlake pseudonym Richard Stark and Bachman for Bachman Turner Overdrive. The band King for Bachman Turner, and then Overdrive was the band that King was listening to at the time. His publisher asked him to choose one.
Nice.
So that's how that came about. Yeah. So
Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I didn't know about the other name too. So I thought that was interesting. And I didn't see anything about books that was published. So I don't know if maybe he like never published anything under that name. Maybe he changed it. I don't know.
Or
But they
short stories or something,
maybe,
maybe.
but that was one of the other names. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah. Okay. So how many novels did King write under his pseudonym?
Another tough one. I know it's more than a few. So
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
my
Correct.
my guess would be 13.
No, actually 7.
7. That's it.
7. So, and there was like a fun little trivia thing. It said prior to his death by cancer, the
Yeah.
pseudonym, right?
Yeah.
In 1985, Bachman published 5 novels. 2 further novels were discovered and published for a total of 7.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah. But 7, I was like, wow, that's why I think somebody caught on and he got called out or something like that. Somebody
Yeah.
called on. I think I remember him doing an interview about it where he was like a fan or somebody caught it.
They're like, you're Richard Bachman.
Yeah, they were like they knew that he was
Yeah.
writing under a different name and he was kind of bummed. But anyway.
Geez, I thought these were going to be softballs down the middle, man. You're throwing the heat. You're bringing the heat. No, it's good.
All right, well, you're doing great. You're doing great. You got like 2. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got an F.
No, you're fine. Okay. Okay, so what are the 7 novels that were under Bachman?
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Oh, these too hard. You know what? We might have to skip this, y'all.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There's no way I'm going to name all of them. Like,
okay, well, even if you get a few, it's fine.
Bachman. Holy shit. I've read all of the Bachman books.
Okay.
I have them in a series, like, but what they are is, did he write The Long Walk under Bachman?
Yes, and one of them,
that was
only
one
of them
favorites.
was turned into a movie.
Yeah. The Bachman books. That is so difficult.
But yes,
and I was just looking at them. Hold on, let me bring up my Instagram. I have
whoa,
a picture.
No cheating, no cheating.
No, I'm good. I'm joking. No.
Yeah, The Long Walk is one of them.
The Long Walk is one of my favorites from Bachman.
Okay.
Holy crap. And I'll know them too.
You want me to give you one away? The one that was turned into a movie?
Yes, please.
The Running Man.
The Running Man, that was another good one.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See, but I always thought The Long Walk was a short story or a novelette or a novella, but
I'm not sure. It doesn't say. I don't know.
It's really cool, by the way. You got to read it sometime.
Okay.
Bachman. I'm just trying to see the name at the top of the book.
I can hear the Jeopardy music going on.
Oh, it's going. It's going. I give up. I'm going to give up.
Okay.
My brain, nothing.
All right. No worries.
What are they?
Rage.
Yes. Yep.
The Long Walk.
Love
Road Work. The Running Man. Thinner. And The Regulators and Blaze.
I didn't know Thinner. I didn't know he did Thinner under Bachman. Because my copy says Stephen King, which must be later reprint.
Probably a reprint. Once he got outed, probably. Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay, and then which book has King let fall out of print because of a school shooter?
I know this one too, and I'm not going to get it. I'm drawing a blank. Put me on the spot.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I thought for sure you would get these. I was like, he probably knows all of these already.
No.
It's so funny. If you guys are listening, you're probably screaming the answers right now.
Oh yeah, they are. They are. And I know a shit ton about King. I really do, but maybe not these.
Well, you're gonna learn it now.
I have no idea. I know. Okay. I heard of it. And I know, like,
we just talked about it.
Okay.
So
Apt
the book.
Pupil?
I'm sorry.
Apt Pupil?
No. Okay. So the book that he let out fall of print because of a school shooter was
Rage.
Yes, it was published in 1977. Rage features Charlie Decker, a disturbed high school student with authority problems, that kills one of his teachers and takes the rest of his class hostage. Since the plot resembles actual events that have transpired since its publication, King no longer wanted it to be in print for fear that it might inspire similar occurrences.
And I've read it, and I had no idea what Rage was until you just said that.
Okay.
And now I remember it clearly. Like the cops.
Your dad probably has one. Yeah. Do you think you have a copy of it in your dad's
100%.
Collection?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be. I mean, it's value.
I've 100% read it, and I totally remember it. But
yeah.
The title, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought that was interesting. I will say that I do appreciate King doing things like that. Like I know he changed the ending of it, so we can
Yeah,
talk about that later. But
yeah.
okay, what is King's longest book?
It's a toss up between it's this. I would say The Stand probably.
Yes, yes, ding
Okay.
ding 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 ding. You got it.
It was either that or it. I just remember they were like
So
distant.
the stand, okay, when the stand was originally published in
Yeah.
1978, Doubleday warned King that the book's size would make it too expensive for the market to bear. As a result, he cut 400 pages, like
Holy
around,
shit.
which was 150,000 words from the original manuscript. And
Yeah.
then in 1990, an unabridged edition was published, billed as the complete and uncut edition, and this became the longest book published by King at 1,152 pages.
That's awesome. I know it's like over 1,000 for sure.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I've never read it. Obviously, I've never read it. I've never watched.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to watch the movie, but
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was that big. That's
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I think the paperback was like 1,001 words or maybe even more.
Well, that was the mass
Or
market when there's
pages.
like
I mean.
real teeny tiny print. Like, is that,
Oh.
or was that?
I don't know. It was like this freaking
Oh,
big.
hmm, yeah. Because those ones are hard. I hate those. They're so small you could barely even read the fonts. Crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I should have looked up to see how much the how much the book is now. I mean, do you know if it's like 700
700
pages?
pages.
Maybe
I don't know.
800? I don't know. Okay. All right. So what Stephen King outbreak is compared to the coronavirus?
The super flu.
Hmm. Yep. In
Captain
this.
Trips. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. So, in The Stand, an extremely contagious and lethal strain of influenza is developed as a biological weapon. This virus is dubbed the superflu and Captain Trips by journalists, triggers a global pandemic of apocalyptic proportions. In March 2020, which I thought this was funny, King
Yeah.
reassured his followers on Twitter, no, coronavirus is not like The Stand. It's not anywhere near as serious. It's eminently survivable. Keep calm and take all reasonable precautions.
Have you seen either of the miniseries that they made for The Stand?
I think I did. I will
Yeah.
say I think a long time ago it was on TV, right? I think I had
Yeah.
started it. Yeah, because I remember like reading about the virus and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm or not reading but seeing it. But yeah, I thought
They
that
filmed
was.
parts of it here in my hometown when I
Did
was a
they
kid.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
And my
crazy.
dad took me up and I got to wave at Stephen King.
I was just gonna ask you,
And
did your
Gary
dad take
Sinise,
you?
he did,
Oh
yeah.
no way. I love Gary Sinise. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh,
So
that's
I was
awesome.
like
That's
8,
cool.
7, 8.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that. What a great story.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, so okay, next question. What is it? Is it a clown, manifestation of fear, alien, or giant spider?
All of them. But he's also an intergalactic space turtle floating through
So
space.
the answer on this quiz said alien, that he's an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the above.
But I know he takes forms, right? Like
Yeah, he takes the form of a clown and a spider, and yeah,
yeah,
so
the spider is the reason why I won't watch it.
yeah. D, all of above. I
Yeah,
win.
okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
joking.
All right. So what traumatic event did Stephen King witness but forgot? Well, I did not know about this, and I actually felt pretty bad when I read this. I was like, "Oh man."
He witnessed and forgot?
Mm-hmm. It was a traumatic event that he witnessed, and he actually has no memory of it.
The death of his uncle?
No. So as a child, King apparently witnessed one of his friends being struck and killed by a train. Though he has no memory of this event, his family told him that after leaving home to play with the boy, King returned speechless and seemingly in shock. Only later did the family learn of the friend's death. So apparently he has no memory of this, only what
Huh.
people have told him.
Wow.
Which is just like I was totally blown away by that. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I couldn't even imagine having to witness something like that. That's gotta be that's gotta stick with you.
I believe I've heard it before.
Really? Mhm.
Like, but I think every question you've asked, I would have known the answer if you caught me when I was like 15. I would have known
Okay.
the answers probably because I read a lot of King at my 15, 16-year-old age, 17.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So what other creative outlet does King do?
He plays in a band, rock
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is in a band. It's called the Rock Bottom Remainders with
A couple other
writer
writers.
Amy
Yeah.
Tan, Mitch Albom, Dave Barry, and The Simpsons creator Matt Groening.
Yeah.
And according to Dave Barry, they play music as well as Metallica writes novels.
Yep. It's for fun. They have a good time.
I thought that was so cool. Like I didn't know that he was in a band that he did. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, right? If you're creative, you typically have maybe a couple creative outlets that you do or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was neat. I didn't know that. So that was fun to discover. Okay, so what is Stephen King afraid of? What are his fears?
I think clowns
Okay.
is one of them.
Is that your final answer?
No. He's afraid of spiders.
Okay, yep. Ding ding. Yep, that's one. And I'm right there with him. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it snakes?
No.
The dark?
No. I think you're going to be surprised by this.
Clowns?
Nope.
No, I've already said that. All right. What's the other one?
Okay, so the Master of Horror has many fears, including spiders. The number 13, he won't stop working on page 13 or a multiple of 13. He will keep typing until he gets to a safe number. And the mental illness of old age, including Alzheimer's and dementia. He says, that's the boogeyman in the closet now. I'm afraid of losing my mind. So, which I thought was, I mean, yeah, makes sense, right?
I didn't know the last one.
Yeah.
But 13 shows up a lot in his books.
Oh, really?
In the Dark Tower, there's I don't want to spoil it, but there's an evil object called Black 13.
I really would. I'm kind of curious as to why. I mean, I'm curious as to. I get the spider, I get the dementia and the Alzheimer's, but 13, I'm curious. Like, I wonder, like, was it like I don't know? Is it like a superstition thing that he?
Well, it's a superstition thing everywhere. Did you know, like, when they build skyscrapers, they skip floor 13. They just go 12.
So I've heard, I've heard that, But is it just because it's unlucky? Is it just because I'm like, poor 13?
An evil number.
He's just hanging out. He's just a 13-year-old hanging out. Just kidding.
Yeah. But
nobody
like,
likes me.
If architects are literally like, if they're skipping floors,
that's crazy to me. Like
technically, if you're on 14, you know where you're at.
You're all, listen, this is really 13, guys. Come on.
Which is why King's book 14, room 1408, right?
What?
He has a book called 1408. It was a movie with it was a movie, the 80s guy that was in The Breakfast Club.
The geek? Geek or the thug or Emilio Estevez?
He kind of looks
the
like
athlete.
John Cusack.
Oh, okay, yeah. He wasn't in The Breakfast Club.
Whatever. He's in one of them damn John Hughes movies. He's in a whole bunch of Better Off Dead and like a couple other. Maybe Sweet 16 Candles. I don't know. But yeah, it's John Cusack, and he's in 1408 about like a possessed hotel room called Room.
And it's what? Floor 13th is the.
Well, it's 1408, but there's no 13th.
Oh,
floor.
I see. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a big movie, like in 2007
oh my God,
or 8.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. Okay. All right. So we're almost to the end. We're almost over. Okay. We're almost done.
Yep.
What is in room 217 in The Shining? I know you know this. Everybody knows this. But I thought it was fun.
I mean, the old lady in the tub, right?
Yeah.
But beyond that, evil spirit.
Yeah, because she committed suicide
in the tub.
In the tub, and now she haunts that room.
Yeah.
So that part in the movie always freaks me out. It's so creepy.
Super creepy.
So creepy. Okay. How does Stephen King refer to his most devoted readers?
Say that again one more time. Sorry.
How does Stephen King refer to his most devoted readers?
Not me, obviously.
Oh my God.
King of Knights? I don't know. No, there's something else.
Is that your final answer?
It's not, and I've heard it. I've heard him say
Give another guess. Give another guess.
My brain isn't working.
No, that's not what he calls him.
It's not?
No.
All right.
Take a wild guess.
A wild guess? That makes it sound like it's simple.
You're probably gonna be like, oh yeah.
Kingians. I don't know. What is it?
Okay, it's okay, so he calls them gluttons for punishment, true believers, members of the kingdom, constant readers. Or I'm sorry, those are the choices. Which one is it? Mm-hmm. Gluttons for punishment, true believers, members of the kingdom, constant readers.
Constant readers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I don't know why he calls them that, but that's what he calls them.
That's milk toast as hell.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I know, right? I was like, I don't know. I kind of feel like members of the kingdom is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And in what book does the character Ellen Pangborn not in? Apparently, this is a reoccurring character, but there's one book that this character is not in. Do you know what book it is?
I don't even know who the hell that character is. What's his name?
His name was Alan Pangborn.
Never heard of that in my entire life.
Oh my God.
Ever. It must be a newer king.
No, Carrie.
What? He's in other books?
This character apparently is in other books. But he's not in Carrie.
Oh, what?
So
listen. What books are he in? Is he
I think, you know what? I saw the answer and I didn't bring it down. It's my bad. I'll have to get back to you on that. But only 2 more questions left. Okay. Where did I live? Okay. After Stephen King was outed as Richard Bachman, which book did he write about an author with a sinister parasitic twin?
Dark Half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I know that.
Okay, and last question. Guinness World Records named Stephen King the living author with the greatest numbers of what?
Cojones? Greatest number of readers?
Of what? No, books written. Oh my God, I don't think I did I get the answer to this? Books written, characters cross-referenced in unrelated books, and death in his works and film adaptations. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, sir, you
I failed.
You failed.
Yeah. I failed.
You got the first one right.
Yeah. I got like 4 out of 20. No, yeah, I got like 6 out of 20.
You did pretty good. No, it wasn't too bad, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Plus, I kind of liked some of the trivia with the questions. I thought that was kind of fun.
Also, like, I read most of my King as a teenager. Almost 90% of the King I've read. I still go back to the Dark Tower, which I'm obsessed with, obviously. I keep wearing the damn shirts, but
yeah.
And I read that like every year or every other year.
When do you read it? When do you read it? Like, is there like a certain season that you read it?
Yeah, like right now, I just finished book 3 before I picked up.
Okay, so like you kind of getting ready for spooky season or what?
Yeah, it doesn't correlate with that, but yeah, usually in the fall, I'll start another trip to the tower and read all 7 books.
So is that the only series that you have reread? Like, have you read other books? Like, I mean, how many of his books have you reread? Because I'm not a big rereader. Like, if I read it once and then I'm done.
The Dark Tower a shit ton. I reread it. I've reread The Stand.
You reread it? I mean, as scary as that is, you reread it?
Scare me.
It doesn't scare you? Are you crazy?
I don't know. I don't get scared very easily.
Oh God, I'm like the biggest chicken I know.
Yeah, that's okay. I've reread The Stand for sure. What else?
Okay.
I reread The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which is a wonderful fucking book.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's very short. It's one of his shortest books, so it's a really quick read.
Oh, nice.
I
And
love that one.
Why?
I don't know. It's just got this je ne sais quoi. I don't know what the hell to
Does
call
it make you feel like you're really reading Stephen King? Like a
Yeah, it's this little girl. It's not it's not spoiling anything, but it's a little girl
yeah.
that gets lost in the woods, and her only connection is like the radio where she listens to Boston Red Sox baseball. And she
Oh my
hears
gosh.
Tom
Okay.
Gordon pitching, and she's out in the middle of the forest in the middle of the night, and something's stalking her in the night, and she's listening to Tom Gordon pitch. It's just, and it's short and it's sweet and it's a beautiful book.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay,
so I've reread that.
Okay.
But yeah, most of I read most of these before I found other authors, you know, because it was the only books really in the house that I had access to all the time.
Yeah.
Because my dad had a huge shelf, and I read them all from like 13 to like maybe 20. So a lot of that information is long gone, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what most of his books are about.
Yeah.
Or the ones that I've reread. I think I reread The Regulators and Desperation.
Okay.
Because there's this creepy god called Tack in there that really creeps me out a little bit. And,
and you enjoy rereading that for that reason.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, there's a few more, but most of them were literally 13 to 20. My formative years, I read.
Yeah. Okay.
The Long Walk too. The Long Walk, holy shit.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You got to read The Long Walk.
I know, and I have your book that you sent me, so I do want to read it. I do want to read a Stephen King book, guys. I really do. I know I keep saying that, but I do plan on it.
I sent you The Gunslinger, by the way. So.
Yes, yeah, I have that right here.
Hell yeah.
Here. Yes. So yeah, let me just scooch that over so you can see.
All right, so real quick, now it's you. What does Roland and the Quartet do after they leave Lud and they head towards Lane the Mono in book 3?
On my knowledge of Stephen King,
yes,
I'm gonna say that they go to the hotel. I don't know.
Close.
Oh shit!
No, it wasn't.
No, I know. No, I do, but I have seen the movies. Okay, so I made a list of the movies that I have seen.
Yeah.
And we can talk about them. Okay, so I remember as a kid watching Cujo and like being terrified and like perfect timing. Perfect. I couldn't have planned that.
I know you couldn't have.
Thank you, Indiana.
You chill.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. We've been working on that. We planned that. So I just want to say, yeah. So yeah, she hears Cujo and it's bam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen Carrie, Pet Cemetery, The Green Mile, Stand By Me, Misery, Dolores Claiborne, The Shining, Firestarter, which I loved as a kid. Christine also loved as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, The Running Man, Children of the Corn, Silver Bullet that terrified the fuck out of me as a kid, Maximum Overdrive, and then today I watched Dark Window, Secret Window, Dark Window, I think, with Johnny Depp. Secret Window.
Yeah, I think it's The Secret Window.
I think it's The Secret Window. Sorry. So I watched I was surprised though. Some of those movies that I watched, I didn't realize that he wrote. Like I didn't realize he wrote The Green Mile. I didn't realize that he wrote Shawshank at the time that I watched them. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he wrote The Green Mile. I didn't know that he wrote The Running Man, Shawshank Redemption, Maximum Overdrive, which I remember watching as a kid. And the Creep Show.
Yeah.
I fucking used to watch that all the time, dude.
Me too. I love Creepshow.
Yeah, and I was like, "Wait, what?" When I went to look at it, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's Stephen King." I'm like,
When
"Holy
he's the
shit."
farmer, like, covered in fuzz. I don't know if you
Oh my
remember that.
god, like all of those crazy things. We used to watch it. It was like it
Yeah.
was so good. So I was really, I mean, I don't know, I was kind of surprised to see the variety there. Like, I mean, yes, he is the king of horror and terror or whatever,
Yeah.
but like The Green Mile was such a beautiful movie. I haven't
Oh,
read the
yeah.
book, guys. So I don't know if it's the same.
It's
And I
a
wanted,
series of books. It's
is
almost
it?
like, yeah, they're almost like little tiny things. I don't know, they're on my dad's
Oh.
shelf.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, I love that movie, like, that movie was so beautiful, I love
Oh,
that
it
movie,
was.
I've rewatched it a few times, I love it. Shawshank Redemption, like, had no idea.
Classic.
Stand By Me, I was also, surprised. I know it's called something, it's called The Body, and it was like
The
a short
Body.
story. Mhm.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that was Stephen King. So I
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty like I must and what I mean by that is like at the times that I watched them, like I
Yeah.
know obviously now years later, but at the time I was like I didn't realize that Stephen King had those types of stories. I always thought they were just like scary, like like It and Carrie
Yeah.
and Cujo and Misery or whatever. Like I didn't know that. I feel like those other stories were a little bit more like soft.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like The Running Man, I mean, that's like sci-fi, right? Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's sci-fi in the book, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like the future. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a future game show, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that. And Silver Bullet, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
terrified me. The priest turning into the freaking werewolf scared the shit out of my brother and I. We would be like literally just be watching like this, like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
god. But
Yeah.
it was such a good movie. And I didn't realize that was also Stephen King. I was totally shocked. I'm like, wow, I mean, I'm gonna have to look into his books because I always thought they were just like scary, terrifying nightmares. But I feel like I could read like those. I feel like I could read
Yeah.
The Running Man.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Pet Sematary, I love Pet Sematary.
Oh,
The
yeah.
movie was so good.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that
know if
movie
the
was
book was
scary.
like that, but the movie was so good.
The book is one of the scary like, the best horror books of all
Is it?
time.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
I won't read the book, but I
Read it.
watched Pet
No, I'm
Sematary
kidding.
every spooky season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably won't read that one, but I like to watch the movie. It's like that goes into my routine every spooky season. I bought the DVD, so I watch it every year,
What
but
about The Mist? Do you ever see
I
The Mist?
haven't seen The Mist, so when I was looking this up, I was like, "Okay, that sounds kinda cool," but I haven't seen that one. Might have to
It's
put that in my
cool.
Halloween, movie routine, or not routine, but
The read's even better, obviously. Almost always the read's better,
yeah,
almost,
yeah.
but yeah, like,
Yeah, because I heard The Shining is so different
oh, way different, yeah.
from the movie, but I love the movie, but I know that, like, Stephen King and I forget who the director was, but they
Stanley
clash.
Kubrick.
Yes, they,
Yeah,
like, totally clash, and I think Stephen King,
absolutely.
that's, like, his worst adaptation or the one he hates the most or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
he hates it. He says it's nothing like what his vision was.
Yeah, so I'm curious to read that one just so I can see the complete, like, difference to see what Stanley did because I know the
Yeah.
book is always better.
Well, I read The Shining in, like, 1994, so
Oh my
I don't
god.
I don't really remember,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't mind probably reading that. Is that one it doesn't well, going off the movie, it doesn't seem too terrifying except for that one scene with the crazy lady in the hotel room.
I don't know, but you definitely have to dive in. He's obviously one of the biggest writers of our
Yeah.
generation
Oh, for
by a
sure.
long shot, like, and there's a reason for that, you know what I mean? He's like, there's some stuff where he goes over the line, of course. Like,
Yeah.
even Stand By Me, like the pie puking contest, it wouldn't be, you know,
The
you
pie
know,
eating contest,
where
yeah.
he drinks the casserole
Well,
and
I
pukes
mean,
all over
like
the crowd.
yeah, like, I obviously, like, he wrote this stuff some of the stuff he wrote in the '70s and '80s was completely different
Oh, yeah.
time and era back then. Things were so different. Like, today,
Yeah.
obviously, that would not some of these books wouldn't
No.
do well in today's society, and that's fine, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Definitely 100% watch out for that with King because
well, yeah, because I know the whole controversy with the ending of It, and he has talked about it and hasn't even changed it, and I think it's hard to even find that original with that
I
original
got it.
ending. Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to read that. Like that just sounds like I
Yeah.
don't know. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not normal.
But when I was
But
14, I was like, this book's so cool. Not that
yeah,
part, but
no,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing was epic, you know. And
But I know that I think he said that was when I guess he was a big druggie or big coke head or whiskey or I don't know what it was, a big addict or something.
yeah, to this day, like this is a little off topic, but he wrote this book called Tommy Knockers, which they made a little mini series
Oh, I
movie
think
out
I
of.
remember that. I think I remember that. Yeah.
He doesn't remember writing one fucking word of that novel. He
Oh
was
my
so fucked up
god.
that he doesn't
Really?
remember. Yeah.
How the hell can you write under oh my god, it's crazy.
I have no
Yeah.
idea, but you can tell. Read that. If you ever get a chance to
Oh,
read
really?
it, you'll know. It's
You're
wild.
like, "Oh, man, Stephen King was fucked up right here."
He was fucked. The whole thing, man.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my god. Okay, I will confess.
I love it,
Okay,
but
not when I first started writing, I got really drunk one night
yeah.
and I started writing my book. I didn't remember anything, and the next morning when I went back to reread it, I was like, oh, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. Yep.
Some parts I kept like because it was literally just it was my characters were getting drunk. And apparently I was
There you
like, I
go.
don't know, I was drinking with them. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was some dialogue that I kept, but for the most part, I ended up having to cut it because it had nothing. It was like nothing. It was my characters getting drunk.
Like, if I have a little bit of a drink, then I feel like I write a little smoother.
Yes, yeah.
Just a
But
little
no,
bit.
but not you can't be like so fucked up.
Oh
Like, how do you
god,
even see the
no.
keys? The keys are like
Yeah.
blurred together. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Just one. Just have one, and then maybe it
Yeah,
works.
just to kind of relax. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. Just one.
It's called Typer's Lube. You just
Oh my god. I'm gonna use that next time. Okay, I'm gonna have a little typer sleep.
Mhm. There you go.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I will say that my top three movies. Okay, guys, I haven't read the books, but my top three movies are The Green Mile, Misery, and The Shining. Those are probably ones that I have watched multiple times.
Yeah, cultural icons.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because like The Shining, I love Misery though. I mean, I remember when that first came out. I don't know. I love
Annie fucking Wilkes
oh
and
my god. Well, Kathy Bates. I mean, if
Bates.
she's in anything, I'll watch it. I don't care what it is. I'll
I
fucking
love
watch it.
Kathy
I love
Bates.
Kathy Bates.
That's why
All
you
right.
watch Dolores Claiborne, right?
Dolores Claiborne.
Kathy?
That's why I watch, of course, and that's
Yeah.
why I watch American Horror Story, even though I'm a big chicken, because she
Yeah.
was in it in the later seasons.
Yeah,
Love
season
her.
3 when she came in with
She's in The
Witches,
Witches.
Ritual Murder.
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah, hell yeah. I was right there, man. Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
her. But
I watched
so
all that.
yeah, but as a kid, I watched Firestarter, Cujo, Carrie, and Stand By Me.
Yeah.
As a kid, Stand By Me a little bit older, but the other movies when I was a kid. I mean, just being terrified. But yeah, so if you had to rate, since you've read the books, if you had to rate his movie adaptations, which ones do you feel are the closest to the book? And I know they're like totally different, but what would you say that you could appreciate? Which one of the movies?
Misery.
Okay.
Misery is really close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you get a little more claustrophobic because
Sure.
you get more in the head of Paul Sheldon and you get
Sure.
to really feel Annie Wilkes fucking snapping. Like,
yeah.
Of course, Kathy Bates is brilliant.
Oh my god, yeah.
She was nominated for an Oscar. I think she won. I'm not sure.
I think she did. Yeah, I think she did. Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. For a horror movie, that's super rare. Pet Sematary.
Oh, it's close to the book? Really?
It's close, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few details that they change, but that's great. Movies. Obviously, I guess Shawshank. It's really close.
Okay. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind reading that book, but
yeah,
it's a little slower movie, but it's so good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so good. The build up and the relationship, I think, is so good. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because, like I mean, I've said multiple times, a lot of my King knowledge and reading was as a teenager, and
yeah.
once
What was
you
your
get in your
favorite?
40s,
Well,
your brain,
besides The Stand, I mean, which one was your favorite? What was the one when you were a kid? What was
the Dark Motherfucking Tower.
The Dark Tower.
I love
okay.
that. I've loved that shit since I was young.
Okay. Gotcha.
For my 20th birthday, I got all of them that were written at the time, which I think was three or four.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wizard and Glass had just come out. I got all four of them in like fancy hardback, like
Oh, nice. Yeah.
like dust cover, like real pretty
Uh-huh.
gold leaf engraving. So
nice.
I love the
You
Dark
need to
Tower.
put that on your Instagram.
I do. Yeah.
You're all, yeah, I do.
I know.
Yeah, make a real
Yeah.
nice little photo of it or whatever. I like to see those. I
Yeah.
think they'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, I've always loved the Dark Tower. It's my favorite book series of all time, and it
Okay, so
always will be.
besides the Dark Tower, what's your second? What's your runner-up? You gotta have one.
My
10.
runner-up book, I love The Stand.
The Stand. Okay. Okay.
Just spoiler warnings, but the bad guy in The Stand is the bad guy in the Dark Tower.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I would need to like read the books to like read that, but I guess not.
In Eyes of the Dragon, he's the protagonist in he's the protagonist in like 20 of King's books.
Yeah, so he has like multiple reoccurring characters, which I think is actually kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And do they play the same character throughout the book, or does he mix them up, just give them the same name?
No.
Is it the same character?
The guy's like a shape-shifting evil wizard, and like he changes his name wherever he goes.
But like the reoccurring characters that he has in his books, are they the same all the way through, or does he just give them the same name, or what is it?
No, they have different names. So like just for instance, the Man in Black, which literally the gunslinger opens with the Man in Black fled across the desert. The gunslinger followed.
I read that first paragraph. I was like, oh, that's cool.
The greatest opening line of all time, in my opinion. But it starts with that, but then his name is Walter. But then in Roland's Past, he played a guy named Martin. And then in The Stand, he played, I don't remember what he's called, but like he has like Walter O'Dim. He has like 10 different aliases and he travels the back roads between worlds. So he can travel from all the different worlds King's ever created.
But it's the same character.
It's the same exact character. He just has different aliases.
Oh,
so like in one book he'll be called Martin. The next one he'll be called Walter O'Dim.
So how do you know it's the same character?
Because in the Dark Tower in the later books he says they've known me as Walter O'Dim.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
Gotcha.
You know,
okay.
All these names,
And are you like, and when you're reading that, are you like,
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. I know this guy. This guy's fucking scary. He's gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. A little one that nobody ever really heard of is, I'm a huge fan of Eyes of the Dragon. I've reread that like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, okay.
And I totally spaced it when we were fucking talking about it, but it's a fantasy book.
Yeah, I will tell you that I was so surprised, like, of the different genres that he writes. Like, I thought all of his books were horror and like thrillers or whatever, but they're not. And I thought that was so, I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. I will say that, like, I mean, I'm obviously a fan of his movies, but like some of them I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't realize they were Stephen King. Honestly, I just discovered, I think 2 years ago, that Stand By Me was Stephen King. Literally like
and
2 years ago. Yeah, I love that movie. I mean, it's so good. It was one of my favorites as a kid. I would rewatch it all the time, mostly because I had a crush on the boys in the movie. They were the same age as me when I was growing up, so I had a crush. River Phoenix, Corey Feldman. I just thought I had a big crush on them. I had like posters of them in my
nice.
So I rewatched that, you know. So it was like, but now I watched it a couple of years ago too. But I'm like, it's a good story.
Oh, it's great.
It's such a good story. And Kiefer Sutherland playing the bad guy, and then seeing him in Lost Boys was just like so cool.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so we said we were gonna have some cake, but I kind of forgot.
It happens. We had a rough weekend.
We sure did. Guys, we had a really rough weekend. I won't go into what Ken knows, but anyway, so yeah, I'm so glad that we had this episode. It's always fun to talk about Stephen King. I know that he can be problematic to some people, which is completely understandable, but I definitely feel like as Stephen King has definitely, I feel like he's kind of grown with the times, like him being able to change things, letting books go out of print. I think that speaks a high volume of his character. And whether you don't like his books, I went and I read some of the 1-star reviews on some of his books when I was doing my research, and there was a lot of reviews from people trying to get into him today that were reading his old stuff, and it's like, that was written so long ago, and I feel like Stephen King has kind of grown and evolved over the years. Sure. And I think his actions by making those changes and letting like the book, run out, that to me, that speaks like he's learned and he's realized like, some of this stuff was problematic. But anyway, so if you're on the fence,
you read it during the time,
right?
It wasn't at the time,
right? So I was saying like any new readers coming in, newly discovering Stephen King. I know you might be put off by some of that old stuff, but just know that he's not like that, and he does take some responsibility on some of those things, which I thought was cool. So I appreciate that. I'm glad that he changed the ending in it, and I think even he realized, was even questionable, like why he did it, and glad he changed it. So but anyway, happy birthday, Mr. King. I'm sure he's probably sleeping. He's probably passed out. At his age, he's probably like, I'm done at like 9:00. I don't know. But we enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's just a little bonus episode that we put together. And as always, guys, please like and follow us. Leave a review on our podcast on Spotify or iTunes. We really appreciate it because it helps just boost our podcast up so more people can find us. Like and share on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I think that's it, right? So only 3.
Yeah. And one last cheers for me is I wouldn't be a writer if it wasn't for Stephen King. I just wouldn't, because he inspired my dad to buy a typewriter to try to write.
Oh, that's awesome.
His writing characters inspired me to write. So I literally wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Mr. King. So
well, to Mr. King, cheers. Happy birthday.
Many more. And look forward to reading your stuff in the future. So
me too. All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. And we appreciate all of you guys listening. And hit us up on Instagram if you have any questions or anything, if there's anything you want to know or see, or any topic that you would like for us to discuss on the show. We're always open to suggestions. You can DM us on Instagram, DM us on Twitter, or just share with us, tag us in your photos if you have any photos or posts about Stephen King or their books. Give us a tag. We'd be more than happy to take a look and see if any books, if we have any like original copies, give us a tag. We'll totally be down for that. But anyway, thanks guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye. Hey, writer friends. Querying is hard, and putting together a query letter is even harder. We want to help. So send us your query letter in first 3 pages to 2writersinAbar@gmail.com, and we'll query on air. And don't forget to tell us where we can find you on social media so we can share it with all our listeners. We want to help, inspire, and celebrate with you on your writing journey.